Jamestown is the oldest English settlement in America, but it barely survived the first winter.
It was not a good first year. One of the things about these early colonies, I think, is that they always assume best case scenarios. They always assume everything is going to go perfectly, and of course it never does.
From the beginning, there were signs of trouble.
These ships had waited on the coast of England for weeks in order to get the winds that they needed in order to sail. So they had already consumed a lot of their supplies before they ever left England. And as they left, they saw a comet, which they thought was a sign of, something not good in their future.
The colonists, sponsored by a joint stock company, scouted the region looking to establish a trading post, as well as trying to find an area hidden from Spanish warships. They eventually settled 60 miles inland on a marshy island in the James River. The location would prove disastrous. Here, they established the settlement of Jamestown, which served as the capital of the colony of Virginia, named for the late Virgin Queen Elizabeth I.
The Virginia colony was conformed to the classic early colonial model, which is about 100 young men under military control.
Almost immediately, the 104 men faced obstacles.
There's a fundamental problem that is fundamental to all English colonization, and that is what I call the virtue problem. That is, how do you get people to do what you want them to do in the absence of all of the ties and the web of relationships that makes those relationships work in England. And the problem of actually motivating people, both the people at the top and the rank and file, was part of what made that first year so disastrous.
Those from aristocratic families refused to dirty their hands with the essential tasks of maintaining the colony, such as growing food, gathering firewood, or building shelters. Others had come expecting easy riches and would not be deterred from this search for gold.
The population went from over 100 to 38 by January. There was lots of disease, obviously. They had chosen a very poor location.
One by one, the colonists died of starvation, exposure, illness, or in conflicts with the local Indian tribe, the Powhatans. Only the continuous arrival of new settlers and the ruthless management of self-appointed leader John Smith kept the colony limping along. When an accidental gunpowder explosion forced an injured Smith to return to England in 1609, the Virginia colony slumped into a starving time. They were reduced to eating dogs, cats, rats, and mice, as well as human corpses. But just when it seemed that the colony would be wiped out, a new crop emerged as a lifeline.
Tobacco was the product that they were looking for, or that they had hoped for from the beginning.
In 1612, an English entrepreneur, John Rolfe, introduced a superior strain of tobacco to Virginia soil.
Tobacco becomes the product that essentially becomes the gold of Virginia.
Both the tobacco profits and the 1622 Indian massacre of colonists caught the attention of James I. He revoked the company's charter and claimed the colony for the crown.